Bienvenido mi gente a Quienes Somos. Hoy tenemos el placer de tener con nosotros a Alexei. I cannot say your last name, Alexei
Michailowsky.
Michailowsky, him. Thank you, Alexei, and welcome to Quienes Somos.
Thank you for having me here. Y a todos ustedes que están ahí con nosotros en Quienes Somos, es un placer muy grande estar con ustedes. Yo no hablo mucho español, pero yo quería mucho saludarvos en español. Puede ser un poquito de portuñol, porque es lo que nosotros brasileños hablamos, pero yo amo a todos los hermanos latinoamericanos y estamos juntos.
Well, as I have been telling everyone else, is that Latin American not only are the people that speak Spanish. Brazil is part of the Latin American culture. Brazil is part of Latin American community. And the reason I wanted you to be one of our guests, because I'm doing this episode for the DJs of Latin American origin, and you are from Brazil and you're a DJ. So I wanted to include you because I have been noticing that lately Brazil might not be included in the Latin American event because you guys may not speak or don't speak Spanish, only Portuguese. But I want people to understand that Brazilians are Latin American as well, because Brazil, the Portuguese, Spanish, Italian come from Latin. That's what they call us Latin American, because we live in the American continent. And where is Brazil located? In the American continent. So Brazilian and Latin American. So for the people that may not know you, or that will know you today, could you please, Alexei, tell us a little bit about yourself? When you are not mixing the music as a DJ, when you are not in a nightclub or in a special event or at the radio station mixing the music, Brazilian music, what do you do besides that? How long have you been in Canada? Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil. I was born in a city called Belo Horizonte, Beautiful Horizon. It's close to Rio and São Paulo. Rio and São Paulo are the two biggest cities in Brazil, and they're close to the shore, to the ocean, and Belo Horizonte is in the mountains. So each one is approximately 500 kilometers from each other, and the shape is like a triangle. So when I'm not DJing, I'm a musician. I play music too with a piano, keyboard, and I'm a music scholar, and currently I'm pursuing my second PhD at York University in Toronto, and it's about a Canadian female singer, a very important Canadian female singer.
Oh, so you're from Belo Horizonte, like we say it in Spanish. How do you say it in Portuguese? Belo
Horizonte.
Belo Horizonte, which means, I guess, Belo Horizonte in Spanish, right? So, Alexei, it's about 500 kilometers from Rio de Janeiro. I presume that you guys don't have a beach, and if you want to go to the beach, you have to travel all the way to Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo?
Yeah, that's right. We can go to Bahia.
Oh, Bahia. Okay.
A lot of people from my state go to Bahia. We can go to Espírito Santo. That's another state. It's very traditional.
It's a little closer?
Yeah. And Rio and some places in São Paulo. Well, we go everywhere. We love a beach. We miss it.
So I presume that you have been in those cities, right? Rio de Janeiro, and have you been there?
I lived in Rio for 6 years and a half.
Before you moved to Canada?
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been in Canada?
It's going to be 5 years in April.
Oh, only 5 years?
Yep.
Wow. So where do you learn to speak well English? I guess you came here and you already spoke English in Brazil before you moved to Canada?
Yes, I did. Okay. I spoke English as a child. I learned to speak English as a child. So I developed my language abilities on, and I speak 6 languages. So English, wow. French, Italian, Russian, Portuguese is my first language, and Spanish. I don't know if I if I said everything right, but that's it.
No, I forgot to tell the people that always follow us and watch us the program. By the way, thank you for all the people that still support us by sharing in the social media and by following us. All those people that are English-speaking people that love our culture, Brazilian culture and Latin American culture, which are the same as well. I forgot to say that your nickname, or you are known as a DJ, Dr. Alex, I believe?
Yeah, Dr. Alex.
Where does Dr. Alex come from? Why Dr. Alex?
It comes from the fact that I'm a PhD.
Doctorate. You have a doctorate, I guess.
I'm pursuing my second PhD. And particularly here in Canada, it's very important that I emphasize the fact that I completed a PhD in Brazil, and it's very important to me because it's very important that Canadians learn to recognize foreign PhDs, foreign work credentials. So
I see.
Here, more than in Brazil, I like to stress that I'm Dr. Alex. It's very important for showing to Canadians that immigrants are here to contribute. And
we also are smart people, that we also have, I would say, we are professionals. There's a lot of people from Latin American countries that have a massive experience, but they don't want to accept that, or they don't want to recognize that experience, and I agree with you 100%.
Yep.
But going back to the fact, so Dr. Alex come from that. You were already a doctor in Brazil. Your first doctorate was in Brazil that you did?
In
what? In
music.
In music too, okay. You mentioned that you went, and your second doctorate, is it about, what is the second doctorate, in music as well, or something else?
My second doctorate in music too, at York University in Toronto, is about female Canadian singer. This lady here in my t-shirt, and you have her here on one of her records. Her name is Patsy Galland, and she's a very important female singer and creator for many aspects. So wait a little bit until I bring my findings to you, because there's a lot of things to discover about Patsy Galland, a great singer from New Brunswick who sings in English and in French, who writes songs and who co-produced her records, and she made 13 albums between 1972 and 1984. So it's amazing. She's got an amazing story. So
Alexei, right? Dr. Alex, how long have you been in the music industry? How long have you been a DJ? Who introduced you to the music industry as a DJ? Tell us a little bit more about Dr. Alex in the music.
I started studying music at the age of 6 when I discovered the electric organ. I went to, which was a square in Belo Horizonte, where there was a music store doing demonstrations of electric organs. So I was enrolled in organ classes. And when I was 13, I discovered a fabulous instrument called a synthesizer. It was able to shape sounds, and I discovered that people were making music with computers, and the industry was creating amazing instruments. Some of them were able to record sounds, and you could process them, the sampler. So as a professional, it's been 24 years. 24 years as a professional, and I did a little bit of everything. I always loved making music with computers and recording music in the studio. I love the recording studio. That's my natural environment. So in 2004, I was selected to take part at the Red Bull Music Academy in Rome, Italy. That year, it happened in Rome, Italy. It was a very important workshop where DJs and music producers gathered in groups of 30 people, and we had some workshops with heavy names in the industry, and that's where I started to be in touch with DJs. because it was very focused on DJ culture. By then, I didn't understand very well about DJs. But then, when I was there, I met people and I started to learn about their culture, and it was much different than what I knew about, and that culture went far beyond. So I noticed that it was really important and interesting. So this experience actually pushed me a little bit to DJing. Even though sometimes when I DJ, I play instruments while DJing. This is called live PA or live set. So it's been, in Brazil, I did it for probably 10 years, and I organized electronic music festivals in Belo Horizonte for 7 years, I think. And now I'm here in Canada and promoting Brazilian music and Canadian music as well. I think it's a great mix.
Oh, so you play an instrument while you DJ?
Yeah, I think it's incredible because you can interact with the music you're playing. You're not only reproducing music, you're interacting with it.
I never heard of a DJ doing that. I believe that you're the first person that I actually know in the last, 30 years that I've been going to party, and I know many DJs in the city and all the countries. I never seen no DJ playing an instrument. You're the first one that it will be very interesting to go one day, one of those places that you play, to see you playing the music and DJing at the same time.
Yeah.
How do you call that?
It's called live PA.
Live
PA. Personal appearance.
Oh, personal appearance.
Or
okay.
live
personal
set.
Appearance. Okay. Now, Alexei, you've been in the music industry as a performer, musician, right? As a DJ. In Brazil, what is the most popular music that you can say that there is? Growing up, all I knew about Brazil was the samba. The girls dancing all nice, the samba, moving those hip, right? But in your personal opinion, what is the most popular music in Brazil?
Well, Brazil's a huge country.
Of course.
We are 250 million people now.
How many people?
Approximately 250, 230 million people.
Well, it's the biggest country, I believe, in Latin America.
Yeah, and it's very diverse.
Okay.
So, talking about one single music genre, for example, as the most popular is complicated because it depends on where you are and who you are.
Oh, it's very diverse?
Yeah, it's very diverse.
So Rio de Janeiro, which is well known all over the planet. What's the most popular music in Rio de Janeiro?
In Rio, so samba, of course. Mm-hmm. Rio is probably the most important hub of samba, and in Rio there's also the funk carioca, which it's let's say that it would be a grandchild of samba. Well, let's call it the son of samba. Okay. And the mom would be hip hop.
Hip hop, okay.
So you hear the language, you hear when they sing, you hear that there's the same samba rhythm and that same sauce. You know, we call it the sauce, the same juice that's made of samba. But the beats and the sounds are similar to hip-hop, and there's a lot of DJing over there. Okay. So in Rio, that's it. But we also have Brazilian country music, which sounds very much like rancheras,
like the Mexican.
And boleros. Yeah. It has a very strong Spanish influence.
I see. Who do you think you could say, been in the industry of the music for more than 2 decades, could be... Tell me two singers that may have made Brazil well known in the music industry, back then or even now.
One of them, the Latin American audiences know so well, Roberto Carlos.
I was about to say that.
He's been around.
Who doesn't know Roberto Carlos?
Roberto Carlos, the king. Mm-hmm. He's been around for more than 60 years, mm-hmm. and he sold more than 100 million albums in Brazil, in Latin America. So his music makes Brazilian proud
Exactly.
Of him and of ourselves for giving Roberto Carlos to the world and to todos nosotros hermanos latinos que quien gusta Roberto Carlos. So if
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, if I speak to someone from Cuba, for example, they love Roberto Carlos. Mexican people, they love Roberto Carlos.
Who doesn't?
So he's
not only Latin America, but also other countries.
That's
in
right.
Italy and Europe, Portugal.
Oh, yeah, everywhere. And for a second artist, Antônio Carlos Jobim, Tom Jobim, who is one of the fathers of Bossa Nova.
Okay.
So he's a big part of the first wave that brought Brazilian music all over the world. And suddenly, in the late 50s, we could take a look and see, oh, that's our music that's been played all over the world. So we have the girl from Ipanema, olha que coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça. It's so universal, so we can go everywhere, we can go anywhere in the world. And if we play the song, people will recognize it and say, oh, this is Brazilian music.
Exactly.
So Jobim is so important. So Roberto Carlos and Tom Jobim, they're like milestones for us.
Yeah. And not only in the music industry, because Brazil is well known because of soccer, right? So Brazil has produced so many great players, probably the best players that I believe they will be there. I would say personally that they may have been better than some of the ones that are currently. Pelé.
Oh,
there's no one like Pelé. Like I always said at the end of my interview, like me, there's no two. Like como yo no hay dos, I believe that like Pelé, no hay dos.
Pelé, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Zico, many players. But you know that soccer has a lot to do with music because they are both expressions of the Brazilian spirit, of all our happiness, all our like everything that we have inside our hearts.
Exactly.
So the rhythm, well, we move in a specific rhythm, so all the ups and downs and lefts and rights.
Yeah.
So it's like a dance, you know, like Brazilian soccer players dance to a music they hear on their heads. And we, the musicians and the DJs, we play this kind of music, so it's great. So
it's all connected.
Yeah, being Brazilian is a state of spirit. So you gotta feel it. It's in the air in Brazil.
My last question, Alexei, is going back to DJing. What do you think, in your personal opinion, can you share that with the people that are watching us? What do you think make a great DJ?
So the most important aspect that makes a good DJ is passion for music. You don't survive in this job if you don't have a huge passion for music. So if you want to spend a lot of time in a place like this, like browsing records and looking for new music and listening to a lot of music, well, you're not really a DJ. And you gotta have a good feel of what you're trying to express and what works in your job. So for example, if you're a dance music DJ, if you're a dance floor DJ, you gotta listen to music and get a feeling, okay, this works. But without passion for music, you won't go anywhere. And it's not about having the latest tools. It's about having your tools and making them work. So if you're creative, if you have good communication skills to talk, to speak to your audience and to make a difference, and if you're a good seller, if you can sell your services well and if you can send your message well, then you're at a good place. But it doesn't matter. You can use old turntables. You can use like crap $100 instruments that you find at a garage sale. If you're creative, you're going to make a difference. And in the history of DJing, you see that a lot of people, like for example, the people who created house music in Chicago, they were using tools that no one wanted to use. And they found new ways to express themselves. So, creativity, passion for music, and a strong will to send a message. Have the message, have the music, feel good living here, and you're a great DJ. You got it started.
Oh, so you think that being a great DJ, you don't necessarily need to have the most sophisticated instrument?
Not really.
Not really. Eh?
Not really. You just gotta have the tools to send your message, and you have to express yourself and be creative with what you have. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Well, if you want to spend money on music.
Okay. When you say spending on music, what do you mean in music? Because nowadays with the new technology, everything can be accessible even for free online.
Yeah, that's right. But if you want to buy records, for example, it's always good money you're spending. But if you want to buy the latest turntables and systems, they're not necessarily going to make you a better DJ. So watch out for that. So find the basics, find what makes you feel good, and what's enough to help you send your message and roll.
When you keep saying send the message, when you say send the message, are you referring to the audience? So if you're a DJ and you're playing the music and the dancing floor is packed, is that a message that you're sending to the people?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, if you want to DJ, for example, for people to relax, that's great. If you want to make a great radio show and tell a story, that's a message too. Or if you want to create a soundtrack for an arts expo, for example, for an arts expo, go ahead. There's so many things you can do. So send a message.
Send a message. Now, talking about the message, a musician and a DJ from Brazil, Latin American country, in Canada, do you think it's important to make the connection to kind of but interact with the Canadian music, since we are in this country where English and French are the two official languages and we come from Latin America, Spanish and Portuguese? How important is for you to connect with the Canadian musician, with the Canadian music, mixing the Latin American beats?
Oh, it's very important because we come to this place and we bring a lot of stuff. We're not coming here to be a separate community. We're coming here to interact. So we bring our stuff and we find a lot of great stuff here. And Canadian music is awesome. There's a lot of talent here. So you can find, for example, a lot of great Canadian groups from the 70s and 80s, and that's history for them. That's part of their cultural heritage, and we can participate on that. So if we look around for that, if we play that music, if we interact with that music, we may even show Canadians how great they are. And it's good for participating and for being a little bit Canadian too. So music is part of culture. Culture is society. Exactly. Society is people. So we're all together and let's celebrate with music. Music is something we can use for celebrating who we are, who you are, who they are. We're all together. So let's look around for music and let's enjoy this great collection, this great heritage of music. And that being a DJ is also working for rescuing and preserving and finding and giving a new life to music, because we're always transforming stuff.
Exactly.
And music has no age. Don't forget it.
Exactly. Well, Alexei, I have nothing left to say but to thank you very much for being here today. I know that you are a very busy person commuting between Ottawa and Toronto every day, and you make time for Quienes, Somos to be here. I truly appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that I contacted you once and you said yes right away. I didn't have to ask you many times or ask you over and over to be here. You just said yes, like the other DJs that I've been interviewing, and I thank you for that. Also, I want to thank Jean-Robert, which was the bridge. Jean-Robert, you are watching this. I know you're going to watch this. And I want to thank you for being the bridge to connect me with this excellent person, this excellent DJ that he told me many things off camera that I never knew and didn't know about Brazil. But I want to thank you again. Thank you all the people that are watching us. No Spanish speaking, but they follow us. Gracias a mi gente que habla español que nos siguen siguiendo. No olviden de ver el próximo episodio donde tendremos el placer de tener a DJ Chivo de El Salvador, porque estas 2 últimas semanas son para los DJs que promueven nuestra cultura. They promote our culture like you through music.
Sí, claro.
Promueven nuestra cultura con la música, tocándola en todo Canadá, en la región de aquí de Ottawa y Gatineau, porque nuestra música es la que nos une. Es la que nos une, yo pienso en eso. No olviden el próximo episodio. Tendremos a DJ Chivo mañana y el próximo jueves tendremos a un pionero, un DJ que fue el pionero de los DJs de aquí de la región. No voy a decir el nombre porque es una sorpresa y lo mirarán la próxima semana. No olviden tampoco que como yo no hay dos y como Alexei, Dr. Alex.
Bueno, muchas gracias por tenerme aquí y por llevar la mensaje a todos ustedes. Thank you for giving me the opportunity of sending the message to you. And stay with the music always in your hearts. And let's look around for great beats, great sounds. And I hope that soon we'll be together in a radio show or in an event. So I'm waiting for you. Vos espero. Muchas gracias.
But you missed the point. Normally I said, como yo no hay dos, y como de Alex, no hay dos tampoco.
Bueno,
solo uno.
Solo uno, solo yo. Solo yo. Y ustedes también en mi corazón.
Gracias. Nos vemos hasta la próxima.